Good morning, viewer. Welcome to our first. Here is the breaking news. Yes, gradually in the post-Cold War era, immediate national interests are overwhelmingly superseding commitment to creeds and declared faiths, which have defined one's identity for eons. Recently, two important events, separate at the surface but with a common theme of global security running, took place within 3 days of each other. In both, China was a common factor. On March 10, China successfully brokered a detente between two estranged Islamic nations, Saudi Arabia and Iran, with ramifications on who would control the levers of the Islamic world. The importance of the peace accord also lies in this bringing together of two hostile sects of Islam, Shia and Sunni, their blood feud dating back to over 1,000 years, which China was initiator in the Saudi-Iran detonate. It was a target of another equally important development which followed within days. On March 13, the US, the UK, and Australia announced the AUKUS deal aimed at countering the rapidly expanding Chinese military challenge in the Indo-Pacific with US-made Virginia-class nuclear-powered conventionally armed submarines that have the Chinese mainland in their crosshairs while staying outside Beijing's strike range. Though India seemingly does not figure in either of these two seemingly diverse events, they both have consequential implications for its defense as it is at the center of the Indo-Pacific. The upside of the AUKUS deal for India is that China will be deterred by the presence of powerful navies in the Indo-Pacific from undertaking any hostile move. China obviously is upset over this development. Last week, it warned the AUKUS trio that they have taken a dangerous road. The deal, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Wang Wenbin told to the media, will stimulate an arms race, undermine the international nuclear non-proliferation system, and damage regional peace and stability. In September 2021, the three countries announced the AUKUS, described in the recent joint statement as a new security partnership that will promote free and open Indo-Pacific that is secure and stable. China was repeatedly accused the AUKUS and the quadrilateral security dialogue that is covered, of which India and Japan, beside the US and Australia, are members as blocs designed to encirculate Russia, which has sought to shore up its ties with China, also accused the West of forming years of confrontation in the Asia-Pacific region. Are we moving to a post-ideological world where immediate national interests overwhelmingly supersedes commitment to creeds and declared faith, which have defined one's identity for eons? With Mecca and Medina, the two holiest of Islamic places under its control, Saudi Arabia is considered to be a natural leader of Islamic world and global custodian of Islamic faith. Most of the Muslims all over the globe, particularly of Sunni persuasion, look up to Saudi Arabia for help and guidance in matters relating to spreading and defending the faith. Over 80% of the global Muslim population is Sunni. Moreover, Saudi Arabia is a long-standing ally of the US. Still, it had no compactions in accepting and acknowledging publicly the mediatory role of China, which is looked in all-round confrontation with the US and has been persecuting its Muslim minority in an unabashed manner. The New York Times noted this is among the tippiest and turbiest of developments anyone could have imagined, a shift that laid hits spinning in capitals around the globe. Muslims, who constitute less than 2% of the Chinese population, are mostly found in its northwest province of Xinjiang, Gansu, and Ningxia. Since 2014, the Chinese regime was incarcerated over 1 million Turkic Muslims in internment camps. Hundreds of thousands of children have been forcibly separated from their parents and sent to boarding school to obliterate their ethnic and religious identity. The Chinese government has frequently resorted to force sterilization and abortion of the locals in order to reduce their numbers. Birth rates in the mostly Uyghur region of Khotun and Kashgar fell by 60% between 2015 and 2018. To ensure forced assimilation of Xinjiang, the Chinese government is restoring to ethnocide and cultural genocide. In an assessment by the United Nations Human Rights Office, the UN stated that China's policies and actions in the Xinjiang region may be a crime against humanity. Uyghurs are a Turkic ethnic group native to Xinjiang and are distinct from Han Chinese, the predominant ethnic group in China. Pakistan, born as an Islamic nation that has been crying itself hoarse over the alleged atrocities on Kashmiri Muslims by the Indian state, has not only been absolutely silent over the mayhem in Xinjiang but has reduced itself to China's sidekick. China leveraged its substantial economic, trade and lately military relations with both Iran and Saudi Arabia to broker a deal, and this cannot but enhance its diplomatic credibility and international posture. Is it safe to assume that the world is moving to a post-ideological scenario? A difficult question to answer, but now one explains genuflection by three declared Islamic nations, Iran, Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, to a Marxist China, which is ruthlessly persecuting its Muslim citizens to completely subsume their Islamic identity. This development also gives a credence to the theory that Pakistan overt and covert support to jihadists in India has little to do with its commitment to Islam. It's just using gullible sections of Indian Muslims, particularly in Kashmir Valley, as a fodder to promote its foreign policy interest. Be a Nazir, vote for Shakti.